Hi, I'm Amy Cesare, author and illustrator of The Coloring Book of Shadows, and I recorded this video live on Facebook, so it is raw and unscripted, and I may sound like I'm talking to myself or saying hi to people who aren't there or answering random questions, but hopefully it gives you some inspiration and ideas on how to color your own magical stuff. Thanks for watching. Let's color. So I have one more thing to color for a contest winner. And her aura, she said purple. So I'm gonna do some purple, but I kind of had this vision of adding some orange, like contrasts and highlights to it. So I think it will be really cool. And I was gonna practice first before I just went at it, but I think I'm just gonna go at it and we'll see what we come up with. So, hi, Christy Louise. What's happening? So these are the colors. I have plum, blue violet, royal purple, sizzling sunset, yellow orange. I'm probably not going to use that much of, and heat wave. Hi, Patty. And these are Crayola pencils, just regular old Crayolas. I like to use those for these demos just to show you that you don't need a fancy pencil. Even though I do have some fancy pencils and I like fancy pencils, these are just as much fun for me. So, okay, I'm gonna start with the heat wave, which is like a fluorescent orange. And I'm gonna start with the candle. Most of this is gonna be purple, but I'm gonna add a little bit of this orange just as an accent, a contrast. So I'm gonna start around the candle, like with the light, because the orange is sort of going to be the light. And I'm really pressing very lightly. Hi, Chaz. Hi, Donna. What's happening, guys? So let's see. Okay. So a little bit of this heat wave. And then I like to imagine how the light is hitting the thing. So it's hitting this cauldron. And it's hitting a bit of this flame maybe. It's going to be purple. But the way I kind of imagined the phoenix was that he's mostly purple, or she, but there's going to be a tiny bit of the orange kind of glowing from the middle of it. So I'm just going to start with this heat wave pencil and just kind of slap a little bit of orange on there, as I like to do, to kind of imagine the light of the piece. And just a little here, just kind of ad-libbing it. Hi, Leslie Lou. What's happening? So just a little bit of orange. And then the darker neon I have is the sizzling sunset. It's still a really light color. But I'm going to just do a little bit of that one too to kind of make this orange stuff pop out. Hi, Jill. Oh, yay. Purple is my favorite color as well. I painted my childhood bedroom was painted like pretty much like this blue violet or royal purple. Like I somehow lobbied for that. My dad painted, my parents live in a beautiful 100-year-old Victorian, and somehow I talked him into painting that room purple. It's not purple anymore, but I thought it was beautiful. It had a light blue ceiling. It was really cool. I loved it. Okay, so now I'm just sort of adding a little bit more of this. And you know, that's probably like enough of the orange. The orange is really just sort of a little bit of an accent to all the purple that I'm going to be putting on here. And so you can color along and you can pick your own colors or kind of do like this if you want, or do a different variation of it. Purple and orange are opposites on the color wheel, I think, or close to it. And so if you want to kind of get a similar look with different colors, pick two opposite colors on the color wheel and see what you can do. And then I want to just like a little, I don't know, this is going to be mostly purple, but I'm going to just throw a little bit of orange on there, different spots. Cool. Yeah, it was a really cool room. And then as an adult, the last room we had some really cool wallpaper that was dark purple and black too. So I guess it's just sort of my thing. Okay, so moving on to the purples. Should I do the cauldron? Yeah, let's do the cauldron. Okay, let's do the candle. I'm going to keep some of these things really simple and then just kind of focus on the phoenix. So royal purple. Just giving it a little bit down here. Am I still on the camera? Yes, there we go. A little bit of royal purple. Just pressing super light. I know a lot of lefties, it's really weird, I'm lefty. A lot of lefties say they need a spiral because they're lefty, but it literally drives me crazy. Like I can't stand my hand touching it. Oh, hippie Shauna, these are Crayolas. If you're just joining, I said when I started I like to use the Crayolas because I like to show people that you don't need a fancy pencil. You can use fancy pencils, and I like fancy ones too, but these are just simple Crayolas and they work great and they're fun. Okay, so I'm just pressing really light with the side of the pencil and then kind of layering it up there. That looks nice. I don't think I'm going to do much more than that. Maybe I'll do the flame. I have this yellow orange, which is like a darker orange. And I'm not going to press too hard because it's kind of a little more burnt than I was thinking, but I'm going to add a little bit to the top of the flame because that's how I like to do flames. And then fill in this middle part. Cool, there we go. That was like not that much pencil, but it made a big difference. Tiny bit more royal purple at the bottom here. Cool. So that's like, oh, that's actually like, just like that. That looks really pretty. Like you almost don't have to do anything else. But let's keep going. So I like the way that candle looks. I'm going to do the same thing with the cauldron. Just stick with the royal purple. I think I'm going to try to keep this real simple, but make it pretty. And it's really up to you. I mean, you can keep it light and more quick, or you could just keep going and darkening and darkening and darkening. It just depends what kind of look you're going for. And they're all just different and unique, and that's cool. So I got the royal purple here. I'm going to keep this side lighter because that's where my little candle is lighting it up. And then I'm going to darken the right-hand side. Your mom painted it pink. That's awesome, though. At least your mom painted it pink. I thought they should have kept mine purple, too. I was sad, but they have completely opposite taste. My parents are awesome, but they definitely have opposite taste. It's like a creamy yellow. No. It looks good, though. They have good taste. It's just not wild or whatever. Very classic taste is what they have. And my mom does fabulous upholstery. It's actually really cool. So she's a pretty good. She was a fashion designer. She did bridal wear in the 60s, so she's got a really creative eye. Cool lady. Okay, so I'm like not using a lot of color here, but I think it's coming out really cool. This is just the royal purple, filling it in. I'm both holding my pencil at an angle because it makes it easy to keep it light. I'm also trying to avoid the spiral because it drives me nuts. But I know the spirals are popular. I think righties, I know, I hear from a lot of lefties. It always makes, I'm always like curious as to why lefties like spirals, because to me it's like the opposite. But some people like it, and that's fine. It's just a difference of opinion. But I can see for a righty how it would be fabulous. But I guess once you flip the page over, the lefties, if you're doing a left page, the lefties have the advantage there, I guess. Okay. And then I have a piece of paper underneath just to absorb some of the pressure so it doesn't make marks on the next page. It's kind of just a nice little thing to do for your book. Cool. That looks so pretty. I don't know if I'm going to do much more, maybe later. Maybe I'll come back and do a little bit more on the cauldron just to give it, oh, what the hell, let's do it now. Okay, so the plum, I'm just going to darken the darkest parts with the plum. Just to add a little bit of shadow. But not too much. I'm going to move on to the phoenix pretty quick here. Yeah, even just like a tiny bit like that. Of course, I always see more that I want to do. So I'm going to get the royal purple back and do a tiny bit more. Okay, I'm going to stop fussing with the oh God, I want to just fuss with it more. Okay, do a little bit more. Okay, good enough for now. Yeah, it looks cool. All right, so let's move on to the phoenix. And I don't really have too much of a strategy or an idea of what I'm going to do here, so I'll just kind of go for it. I think when I did the other phoenixes, phoeni, what's the plural of phoenix? Is it just phoenix? Phoeni is not right. I just made that up. Okay. So I'm just gonna because I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do yet. I think I'm gonna keep it lighter in the middle, darker on the edge, just to make it look like the light is exploding from within the phoenix. So to start, I'm just getting the royal purple and I am very lightly coloring it purple. And then leaving that orange. A hint of orange. Oops, my camera's all shaking around. So I'm just very lightly coloring it. Royal purple. And then I'll darken it up considerably, but sometimes it helps just to get like a flat base. And then it helps you visualize what you want to do next. And if you can see the colors, sometimes I can see it in my mind, but sometimes it's good to just get it down there and then it kind of grows from there. And then purple and orange are opposites on the color wheel. So if you blend them over each other, it's going to start to get muddy and brown pretty quick, which you could use to your advantage. But in this case, I want them to be pretty separate. So while I'm going to sort of try to blend their edges, I'm not going to overlap them too much because I want each of the colors to really stand out. But at this point, I am just very lightly doing a flat coloring of the royal purple. And then we'll see it sort of start to take shape. Cool. Awesome. Derek. You like the Feeney joke, huh? Good. All is right. All right. So now I'm just darkening. I did a really light thing of the royal purple, and now I still have the royal purple, same pencil. And I'm just darkening up the edges. And then if I really want it dark, I like pick it up and use it more like I'm writing. And then you can get a lot more color quickly. But if you're trying to keep it light, the side of the pencil is a good way to go. I'll try to keep my hand out of the way here, my crazy left hand. Okay. This is where the verbal part of my brain stops working. It's hard to talk and color at the same time. But I'm just playing with it and doing the dark edge and blending it into the middle. Keep it real simple. This is fun. And then sometimes it's good to like stop and look at it and like squint. Kind of gives you ideas of what to do next and like where to add and where to stop adding. Oh, am I off the camera? There we go. Let's get back on. La la la. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna take a good squint at it. That's actually looking pretty cool. It's sort of what I had in mind, even though I couldn't quite picture it all the way. That's a really big spot of orange there, so I'm trying to figure out if I should blend into it a little bit or what. Okay. Cool, looking good. And let's see here. Well, I'm gonna just keep doing, I'm not so sure, like this inside part of that wing is really light, and I was trying to decide if I should color it darker or not. I'm gonna leave it light for now and darken this outer edge and then see where that leaves me. And that's a good spot of orange, but I'm gonna, without blending too much and making it browners, I'm gonna blend some purple. Cool. Oh, that looks pretty. All right. A little more purple down here on the tail. And yeah, mostly on the right side of the tail. Because I got a lot of orange there on the left. I'm imagining that being kind of lit up. Ta-da! Cool. Wow. Okay, so now I'm actually gonna like stand up and squint and look at it from a distance just to see. That's looking cool. I really like how the fluorescent or neon orange is popping out there. It's really contrasting against the purple properly, like kind of how I had envisioned. It's not proper, there's nothing proper about it, but just sort of how I wanted it more. There's no right way. Oh, 2 weeks with no power. That sucks, Crystal. I think we did 8 days once when we had a really bad storm. And yeah, by that point, it gets old. I know, it's like use those daylight hours for whatever you can. And then off to early bed. The funniest part of that, I mean, I usually try to find something funny, but our cat Dracula really liked watching TV with us every night. And a few days into the power outage, he would sit right in front of the TV and look up at it, the dark TV, and look back at us like, okay, why aren't we doing TV time? Power's out, Dracula. He's a very funny little dude. He really, really communicates, like, and he barely speaks. He like meeps every once in a while, but I don't know. That cat is a deep thinker, and I can really tell what he's saying. My cat Cornelius, sometimes I have no idea what that dude wants. He's a strange bird. Cat bird. Okay. Cool. Wow. That's looking awesome. I dig it. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to do too much more, but I'm going to get the plum, which is my darker purple, and just sort of darken up the darkest parts to make it nice and dynamic. So just a little bit here goes a really long way if you watch like how it changes. I'm not doing a lot, but I'm just like doing the edges a tiny bit, and you'll kind of see it pop out. And then I'm just being really careful to do it really light so I don't just add too much of that plum. Aw, your dogs and cats. I know animals are so weird. They know what's up. They know when something's different. Smart. Dogs and cats are smart people. Shelley, if you go to coloringbookofshadows.com, you can find all the links. The book is on Amazon and other online bookshops, as well as my Etsy shop. Speaking of Cornelius, hi, bud. How are you? Yeah? Do you want to say hi to all the people at home? You're here to defend yourself because I said you're strange and unusual? Cool. Paola, did I say that right? Paola? I think that's right. I don't know. Maybe I pronounced the O more. Let me know. I think it's Paola. But these are Crayolas. Just simple Crayola. I do have fancy pencils too, but I like to use these for the demos because they're just as much fun, and I think it's less intimidating. You don't need to start with a fancy pencil, huh? Huh, buddy? Oh, you want me to use the really fancy pencils? Maybe next time. So right now, I'm kind of focusing some of the plum here at the bottom because I really wanted that to just get the phoenix tail to stand out from the cauldron. They're both the same purple. So just darkening it a little bit at the edge there really makes, hopefully you can see it makes the phoenix tail really stand out. So that's kind of cool. And then I'm going back with the orange. I feel like the inside of the cauldron needs a tiny bit of orange, so I'm just going to pop that in. And Yay, Paula. It's a cool name. I try to say them right. I've had some really funny times where I just don't say the names right. But now when I see you guys, I know how your names are pronounced. Sometimes you just don't know if you read it and you're not, you don't hear it pronounced. No shame there. Okay, so this is the plum. And I'm darkening the tips. That looks pretty good. Maybe just a few darker little tips over here. Nice. And let's see, do his little head. Just add a little bit of darkness here. Add a bit of darkness. You gotta do that in a heavy metal voice. Beautiful. All right, and I'm still not sure what to do with the insides of these wings. Patty, am I coming out with another book anytime soon? I'm not 100% certain. So I'm doing the Book of Samhain. Speaking of words that people don't know how to pronounce. Samhain. It looks like Samhain. But in Celtic or Gaelic, it's pronounced Samhain or Savin. So I know a lot of people give grief for that, but how the heck are you supposed to know if you don't speak that language or you haven't had it pronounced? So if you call it Samhain, whatever. Or maybe you're just a Danzig fan. But so Book of Samhain is what I'm working on right now, and it's just in the phase where it's a total joy, and I'm loving every minute of it. That'll be out in September. The 2022 planner is on my radar. And the other thing I'm thinking of releasing, the Troll and I have been, the Art Vault Troll and I have been in some heavy negotiations. So all the freebies I've sent out the past 4 years, I would like to compile those into a book at some point. It was fun to keep them secret and list only for a while, but kind of thinking it's time to maybe release the ones that I've put out and then start over with a secret thing. So maybe I'm thinking of maybe releasing that. But I think that's going to keep me busy for a while. I do have like a bunch of other ideas that I want to do, but this year was like a lot of learning lessons for me of like biting off more than I can chew art-wise and really focusing. Otherwise, I just end up getting really stressed, and it kind of shows in the art. So I kind of had to slow down my schedule. Like I wanted to do the Samhain book this year, but I didn't get it finished, and it made me really sad. But at the same time, like I knew if I had more time, I could do better art. So I might do the art vault of the secret pages. Patty, you probably have those already because you've been following me for a long time. Or I think since the beginning. So you probably have all the 4 years worth of pages, but a lot of people don't. So I'm thinking of re-releasing those in a book. And hopefully I can get it done this year. It shouldn't be too much work because all the art's done. I just have to do a really cool cover. Oh, and maybe a couple special pages in there or something. So that's what I'm considering. So it's not all the way new, but it would be new to a lot of people. Maybe not new to someone like Patty though, that's been been watching for 4 years. Oh, how many colors did I use on this? Here, let me show you guys. I only used plum, royal purple. I think I skipped the blue violet. And then I used a little bit of all three of these oranges, but not very much. And I don't know, that looks pretty awesome. I might be calling it here, but let's use the plum, just deepening the shadows. This is kind of the part where the base is laid, and I would go through and add the colors. The vault pages, yeah, I know I want to do it. I'll do it. I know a lot of people are. It was really fun to be like, haha, you can't get these anymore. But now, I don't know. It's time. I think it's time to release them and then start the vault over. Oh, and I'm gonna. Oh well, it's gonna hurt my brain if I try to talk too much right now. So I'll tell you about it later. But basically, I'm gonna. If you've already bought my Colored Pencil School of Witchcraft, the course on coloring, I'm gonna put the vault pages in there as your bonus and keep them in there forever. So that will be updated. Is what I'm thinking. So more on that soon. I'm like just in this most joyous part of working on the Samhain book. So I'm going to give myself like another week or two on that and then maybe start working on the vaults. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that. Wow. Okay, cool. Yay. I'm pretty stoked with this. I'm going to stand up and look at it from a distance, but cool. I think that turned out like kind of exactly how I was thinking in my mind. Imagine that. Tiny bit more plum. Just on the spots that maybe look a little flat, just to darken it up a little bit. The troll. I make this shading look easy, I know. I've been doing it for a long time, but really a lot of it, yeah, keep practicing, and it really is kind of in the pressure. Like go really, really light, because you can always layer it up. But if you start too heavy, or you start, I think the most common thing, I'm not going to say it's wrong, because it's really not, but I think the most common thing is people use a heavy pressure, because that's how you hold a pencil when you write with a pencil or a pen. And that's what people's hands are kind of used to. But for shading, you really got to keep it light at first. And then like maybe go in and do an edge. Like right now, I'm not using a full pressure, but more pressure. So keep it really, 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 really light. And then you can always darken it up. So that's my tip. Wow, this looks awesome. Okay. Yes, I'm not excited about my own art. I think that's the fun part when you see it all start to come together. Okay, I'm going to try not to overdo it with the orange here, but we'll see. Just a tiny, tiny bit more. Hi, Christy. Oh, hi, Julie. I'll have to look. I'm a little behind on Instagram this week, but I'll definitely check that out. I love seeing your stuff there. Christy, did you dress up for Halloween? Maybe you posted a pic too. I gotta look. Christy and I had many Halloweens together because we worked in corporate together. Oh, what fun we had. It's people like Christy that actually made work fun. Cool. Okay, so before I go too crazy, yes, that looks awesome. Cool. Okay, I'm stoked. So now I'm just gonna do a tiny, tiny, tiny shadow at the floor level. Yeah, plum. So just like outside the lines here, I'm pressing really, really light. I'm standing up too, just to make sure I don't like overdo it. I don't know why that helps.
could just be in my mind, but just the tiniest bit of shadow here, and you can see how that kind of makes it pop out. Oh, this was really fun. I like how this came out. I was a little worried. Like I was gonna do a practice run, but nah, just go for it. Ta-da! Wow! I think that came out really good. And this is the stage where you could like just keep going forever, like darkening little bits. Or not. Like, I don't know. I like to darken the little bits. I think it really makes everything pop out. Even just like tiny little details that take some time. Tiny bits of shadow to darken it up. Cool, but I should probably just leave it at that because it looks awesome. Yay. Okay, it's hard to leave it at that. I always got to do like a little bit more. But that's pretty good. Overall, that's the look I was going for. So, wow, maybe even cooler than I thought. Awesome. So, I guess I'll leave it like that. And thanks for watching. I hope you color something cool, and if you try this in this color or other colors, whatever you do, post it in the group because we want to see. So I hope you have a magical day, and thank you for watching. Bye.